Bailey. I'm the regional director for headquarters Air Force Junior ROTC. This school is one of my 150 high schools that have Air Force Junior ROTC. We're also in the state of South Carolina, so I have the state of South Carolina that has 41 high schools that have Air Force Junior ROTC. But also have the state of New Mexico, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and all the Dodge schools in Europe. So I have England, Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, and Italy. And then there's 5 other guys like me that have another 150 schools. And we go around and evaluate. There's a checklist, and the instructors have the same checklist, and there's a rubric to go with it. So when I talk to the cadets, I say, that's an open book test. So you should do really well on open book test when you've got a test question and a rubric to go with it. So no surprises here. I run the same checklist they do. And then they get a result. So I look at how well the school and the school district is supporting the program. So we're talking about classrooms, office space, storage room for uniforms, weapons, drill area, physical fitness area. This school does really well. They exceed standards on that. Then I look at the instructors, evaluate them as teachers, just like your administrators evaluate them. I evaluate. I've already evaluated both in the classroom. We do height and weight checks because they have to maintain height and weight standards. We did that real early this morning in the nurse's office, and how they manage money and the program. But the majority of the day is spent on how the cadets, because this is a cadet-ran program. We've all been there, done that, got the t-shirt, I Love Me Wall is full. We're working on the cadets' I Love Me Wall. So it's really about them and how well they run the program, using the instructors as mentors and role models. And by the end of the day, I'll give them an outbrief on just how well they're doing in all of those categories.
So before coming today, what were your expectations at South Point?
Knowing that I was a little perplexed because you have 2 new instructors, but yet one of them, Sergeant Davis, is an experienced instructor from Selma, Alabama. We're close to our headquarters. I did a unit evaluation on him and his unit 3 years ago. However, he's new here, but our rules say if you have at least 1 experienced instructor, you continue the cycle of evaluations. If they were both new, I would be here on a new unit visit, just helping, no rating. But they're not both new, so they're getting the full unit evaluation, which isn't totally fair to a brand new officer that just came out of active duty and hasn't had time to really fix everything. So I really would have, if it were me, I'd prefer not to do a unit evaluation, but we're following the rules. So we're doing one, but it's a little bit unfair to the new, and it doesn't matter. I'm here to help them. I'll take care of any of the issues that they have. So I'm showing them everything that we look at on the checklist. Even if they're doing it correctly, I'm telling them what they can do to step it up to exceed standards. I want them to do exceed standards in every single area.
Do you guys have any more questions?
How would you say JROTC helps the students like in life, or if they wanted to go into the military?
Oh my goodness, you don't have enough time. I'm a little partial. Obviously, I ran a unit taught school for 17 years. Taught chemistry, physics, biology, and had football and had basketball coach for 6 years. And then I opened a junior ROTC unit in South Louisiana and ran it for another 11 years. And I gave up teaching and coaching for junior because it does so much for the cadets. The cadets presented a mission brief, what I call a business plan. They briefed it to me. So you got the high school kids that are graduating with the skills, written communication, management, leadership, that business leaders are looking for. Military as well, but it's only an advantage in military if they want to go in. They go in with increased rank. They have a first look at the academies. They get the first look at a college ROTC program. They go in enlisted. They get $400 or $500 more a month than their peers. They get ranked. They're above everyone. But it's really about just teaching them to be good citizens. And what they do, because they give them so many areas of responsibility and leadership, is that they actually graduate ready to go into the workforce. And the employers say, this guy's, he's going to be a manager in 3 months. He's going to, before long, they're in positions that would normally be reserved for individuals that has an apprenticeship. They come in ready. So that's one of the big advantages of the responsibility, the self-discipline, the core values, everything that we teach in here, it's not for them to go into the military. It's for them to be successful, whether they want to be a truck driver, go to college, or go in the military, or trade school, whatever they want. We want to make sure that they have the skill set to be successful, and that's really our focus. We're about dedicated to your school and your community, giving back. Nothing we have says anything about military service unless you ask for it. Then we'll help you. That's a good question.
I have a question for myself. But like when you come in, are you very strict and like kind of scary, or are you kind of like be friendly with the students?
When I arrive as an inspector?
Yes.
No, I try to be real. They're already nervous. I was inspected 3 times like this. And I had Colonel Wolfgang Gash. Whoa, Colonel Gash, whoa. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not the black hat. I'm not an inspector. I'm a regional director, which means I'm not just here today. I'm their RD for short for regional yesterday, and I'm the RD tomorrow. I'm a part of their team, and they're not used to that. They're used to an old system that had inspectors. I'm here to set them up for success, and if they're not, I'm going to show them how to. And then I'll continually support them tomorrow, every day, anytime they need, even though I'm at Rock Hill or Northwestern and Spartanburg. It's still, I communicate with them. Anything that they need, they email, they call, and I help them. So I try not to be that. I try to be very friendly, open with the cadets, because I want them to be at ease. So I don't really, now I don't play around now.
Yeah.
If they're in here and they're not dressed and they're, the worst thing you want to do is disrespect my uniform. I'll have them moved out, today. I don't play. But that's not what I'm saying. I try to be very friendly, and I like to shake their hand and give them a smile and tell them to relax before they do the mission brief, 30-step drill. Come on, it's not a drill meet, just have fun. So that's kind of my approach, because they're already uptight, as the instructors are. So I go in pretty loose.
When do you think they'll get the results? Like Wednesday?
They'll get it about an hour or 2. I'm waiting to meet with the district curriculum folks, because we have an issue with curriculum.
So they're coming here, or are you going to meet them?
Ma'am?
The district people, they're coming
I'm waiting
here?
for your assistant principal,
Miss
lady. I went to see her earlier to try to set something up so we could get this settled. The district kind of wants to tell all 3 schools what to teach and when to teach it. And we think each school, I know, each school should establish their curriculum based upon their own school, like you have a freshman academy. The other 2 schools do not have freshman academy. These 2 instructors want all first-year cadets in a class by themselves, instead of what this district wants is every freshman, sophomore, juniors, and seniors all thrown in one class, all getting the same curriculum. And we have a system, an introductory curriculum that builds on to science of flight and space, and they want to teach that way, and they should be allowed and have the freedom to run this corps and teach what they think this student body and this cadet corps needs, what's best for them, not what I explained earlier to your guidance counselor, cookie cutter approach. One size doesn't fit all. So I don't believe in a cookie cutter approach. You're your own school, and you should be that way. It's like trying to tell every teacher as an elective. I understand core, because I taught core, and you had a pacing chart, and you took state tests, but your ag teacher, your drama, your music, all them having to play the same song on the same day? No. So I'll take care of that before it's done. And I'm trying to take care of it early so that I don't make it a major discrepancy. If I can prevent a discrepancy before I leave, that's what I try to do. So that's what's going on now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You guys have been great.
Basically what happened today was Major Bailey came to evaluate the entire corps of cadets that we have here based on what we have on record for uniform issued, past PT history, and just organization as a corps. And so we did, as far as I can tell, pretty well. 3 of us were recognized for being superior performers, and I was one of those. Some more that happened today was we had a briefing where 3 cadets, including myself, conducted history of like an outline of history on what happened in the past and just what we're planning on doing in the future. It's just a presentation on our Corps and why we deserve to be recognized as a superior Corps.
Alright, so I'd talk about like our cadet goals, which are like backed up by actual data, like our numbers and all of our kids' academics and all their community service hours and all the yeah, that's it. Yeah, community service hours and our impact on our community. And then I had to go and talk about how we came up with all of our goals, and he kind of got irritated that most of our goals were, he's like, we just picked a number like our 50% achievement for like academics for our cadets. He wanted us to actually have a process in deciding that number instead of just saying, well, 50% sounds good. So that was our main issue, because we went for what we were comfortable with, and he wanted us to, like, you know, research our past and kind of look at our numbers and then make a prediction off of that instead of just going with what we think would be a good number to represent like our Corps as a whole.
Okay, so Major Bailey came today and I did part of the briefing on physical training and community service. And then he was pretty cool during that, and then we went into the back room, we talked about personnel, which I'm also over. And there he brought out 30 of my files and decided to look through each and every one to see what was part of them and see anything that was missing, such as signatures and hand receipts in them and everything else. He found a few discrepancies and got mad at me about that, but he said they were well. That's all.